Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I'll start out with you, Dr. DeRougy. You mentioned the value of universal savings accounts as an option in terms of evaluating how we should approach this issue. Could you explain a little bit more why you believe the universal savings account approach is the better approach to follow?
Sure. I mean, I'd like to say first that I think the first best solution would be to actually reform the tax code to remove the disincentive to save that Dr. Michel has talked about, because ultimately these accounts, the reason they exist is to actually try to alleviate that double taxation of income. So that's the first thing. And then the second, or maybe actually the first, is putting our country on a fiscally sustainable path is really a priority. Otherwise, yes, universal savings account have a benefit that they do not discourage savings for those who are concerned that the conditions for withdrawal, all the regulation and the penalty for early withdrawals would stop them from addressing an emergency in their family if they've saved away money in these accounts. So the beauty of universal savings accounts is that family can save all up to a certain level. I think it functions like a Roth in countries where it's been operated. So you put income that's been taxed, but you can actually withdraw the money without penalty for whatever reason when you need it. And the reason why it encourages savings beyond the tax advantage is that, again, it doesn't lock your money. If you have any anxiety about what the future will bring, then you can withdraw the money.
Thank you very much. And Dr. Michel, I'd like to follow up with you on the same line. I actually agree with your answer, Dr. DeRougy, about the fact that we need to fix our fiscal policy and stop eating away the value of savings and disincentivizing savings. But Dr. Michel, could you follow up on that? And as you do, I'd like to ask you specifically to comment, when you talk about the double taxation or even triple taxation of savings, I think you mentioned the corporate tax. I believe that the corporate tax does have a significant impact on retirement savings, and that it's one of the parts of our economy that pays the corporate tax. Could you comment on that?
Yes, thank you for the question. On universal savings accounts, I'll second everything that Dr. DeRougy said and add that the USAs, I see them as an on-ramp to the rest of the savings ecosystem that we currently have. For people that are frankly scared of locking their money up until retirement or having to earmark it for education, it gives them the flexibility to choose what they want to save for. And allows more people access to the systems that frankly are primarily used by people who can make those long-term planning decisions and don't need to withdraw money next year or 2 years down the road or however long it may be. And we've seen this has been borne out in the UK and Canada. The accounts are widely used across the income distribution and are widely popular and very, very successful. On the corporate income tax, for investments that are made in equities where the returns come from C corporations, the corporate income tax is a big cost to those businesses and lowers the after-tax return on those investments. And so, to the extent that you lower the corporate income tax, you're going to encourage additional investment in savings by those entities. And so, one of the things we saw after the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, we reduced the corporate income tax rate from the highest rate in the developed world to something about average. And business investment increased. That increases productivity, increases wages, and has sort of broader economic benefits as well.
And many retirees don't actually manage a large part of their own investment portfolio. Those are pension plans and other types of investments. Is that correct?
Correct. Most people invest in index funds or target date funds, which are primarily invested in large corporations that pay the corporate income tax.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Senator Thune.
Thank you,